A very warm welcome to all the viewers to this special broadcast. Now, scientists at ISRO have not just made Indians proud. They've made space enthusiasts across the world proud with what they've achieved. Years of meticulous planning by our scientists have put India on the lunar map. Joining us today is a man who's one of the leading minds in the country and also at ISRO. He's the man responsible, of course, for putting Chandrayaan3 where in the position that it is initially, and of course ensuring it is in the orbit and doing much more than just that. I have with me Mr. S. Mohana Kumar, the mission director for LBM3 and also Chandrayaan3. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. At the outset, I'd like to ask you, when we had the soft landing that was achieved, take us through those moments, because I saw you getting emotional during the takeoff itself and after that when you spoke as well. But I'm sure when the soft landing happened, you must have been extremely elated. Take us through those few minutes.
Yeah, it is an extremely satisfying moment for not only to the ISRO team, it is to the entire nation. It is really a most satisfying and proud moment to each and every one citizen of India. It really a marvelous achievement, and it is a culmination of dedicated efforts of so many across the country. Not only in our ISRO establishments, our industrial partners, so many people contributed to this. So everybody's mind was really having a feel of self-satisfaction as well as a sense of pride. That was the moment really you all seen. Yeah. At that point of time when it soft landed on the lunar surface. So
I must thank you on behalf of the entire country for giving us that moment to cherish for decades or years to come. I think our entire generation, I think we've not had a prouder moment in the country than something like this, to see India on the moon literally. So, but I would like to ask you, we've had a fair share of challenges, right? Because from the Chandrayaan 1 to what we've achieved through Chandrayaan 3, there was a little bit of glitch during Chandrayaan 2, especially towards the end. When you took over at that point in time, tell us about how that phase of transition was, because I'm sure as scientists that the margin for error in space is almost nil. But when you have a mission like that fail, and the anticipation of the entire country as well at that point in time was as high as Chandrayaan 3. So tell us, how did that transition really happen to lift the morale of the entire team and ensure that you're setting on the right path?
Exactly. This kind of missions or projects, like basically I am looking after the launch vehicle side, wherein the spacecraft will be taken to the specified orbit for its further functions on space and further movement. However, this is really a teamwork. You may be all along hearing that ISRO team or Team ISRO like that. It is a collective wisdom as well as collective effort. It is an outcome of those efforts. And you know that we are having, our equipments are all heavily instrumented. So whenever some failure or some observations are there, we look into that meticulously. And we understand what exactly went wrong. And further, the basic thing is that we will simulate the failure even. Then we understand this is the clear cause of the observation. Then we make the corrective action. And corrective action also will undergo so many simulations. That is how we attained the confidence to go ahead with.
You've given me an answer right, truly as a scientist, because I was asking about the emotions that you were going through after the failure and to lift yourself up from there. So how was that emotionally for all the scientists and to lift yourself up?
Exactly. This is what. This in personal level also, if we think, if some failure happen in our life, we should introspect and we should understand what exactly is the reason for that. That is the courage with which you come out is really the helping factor for further success. So that's what exactly happening in our field also. We do hundreds of simulations and thoroughly the review process, the ISRO is having a very good, very strong review process, starting from our chairman's review, secretary's review, through the downline, the various expert committees, design review forums. So the entire review process is one of the strength of our success. Through these review processes, we actually take care of the observations and corrective actions and implementation of that. That only ensures the flight safety as well as mission
The
success.
chairman was pointing this out, that at ISRO you have a very open system where people are allowed
Exactly.
to bring about their opinion. If they think something is wrong, they're allowed to bring it up in a meeting. So how does this entire process help all of you all at ISRO?
Exactly. Even in our chairman's review also, we are all very free to exchange our opinion, views, our technical doubts. Even if a wrong feel or something also will be entertained, because from that also something can come out. And that, again, if really some merit is there in the query, it will further undergo reviews, corrective actions. That is how we've perfected the systems.
Yeah. So I must ask you as well, among the team, of course, that have helped make this a grand success have been multiple women. We've seen all of them, and dozens of them, simple women who have ensured that we put India on the lunar map. Talk us through some of them, your own colleagues. How have they been, their own contributions? As
They are
well?
also in various capacities. Start from the scientists, engineers, senior level people, through the technical assistants, technicians, down the level working women. They are all very dedicated officers. And they put their life into it. You may be seeing our associate project director of Chandrayaan3 also. I know that she was there all along the process. Even when we were doing the assembly of rocket at Launchpad Sriharikota, they were also working round the clock on the spacecraft.
Yeah.
So the way they are very dedicated officers. And in different capacities also, very senior level officers in the form of review chairpersons of the review forums, or in the divisional head or group director level, guiding the teams.
Yeah.
So lot of women employees have contributed to the success of this Chandrayaan mission.
So now I'm talking about the LVM-3. It is a remarkable vehicle. It has helped India, of course, reach space in multiple counts. Now, talk us about this particular vehicle, because we've all spoken about the soft landing, but each and every time we have a spacecraft that's launched from Sriharikota, a launch becomes so much essential, because if anything goes wrong there, then the entire mission from the beginning itself goes kaput. So tell us about that. How important is this machine that we have? Can we enhance it further, or do you think that advancements are already being made? Tell us a little bit about that.
Exactly. The launch vehicle, I'm also basically working in the launch vehicle area really, and I am responsible for the launch of this spacecraft.
Yeah.
So the LVM-3 vehicle, LVM-3 vehicle, this flight, particular LVM-3 M4 flight is the 7th successful flight of this vehicle, starting from LVM-3X mission through the 2 development flights. Then the first operational flight was again Chandrayaan-2. Then we had 2 commercial flights wherein we put the OneWeb India satellites, 36 into 2, 72 satellites through 2 missions we have put. So this LVM-3 vehicle is the heaviest rocket available with us in Indian Space Research Organization, and it is a versatile vehicle. It can handle different kinds of missions, like the LVM-3X did the CARE mission, crew module atmospheric re-entry mission, which was the first stepping stone towards our efforts to human spaceflight. Then the Chandrayaan kind of missions. Then heaviest payloads lifted and put multiple satellites put in low Earth orbits like OneWeb India satellites, and the geostationary satellites which are meant for community. So this is a very versatile vehicle which can handle different kinds of missions, and definitely, as you asked, there are 2 improvements. One is the payload improvement. We are in the process of continuous payload improvement process through appropriate mission strategies as well as the vehicle engineering approaches to have higher payload to be lifted from our soil. That is the one effort going on. Second is that increased launch frequency, because there are a lot of demands to us, both from national requirements as well as customer satellite requirements.
Correct.
So we are having strategies to increase the launch frequency of this vehicle, especially in this thing. Actually, the industrial partners also play a very good role. Uninterrupted supply of raw materials, hardware, subsystems, subassemblies are to be ensured to have higher frequency of launches. So this way our industrial partners also are playing a vital role. Over and above that, we are having the human rating of this vehicle.
Correct.
To enable, the same vehicle is identified for our future Gaganyaan missions as
yes.
well. So that is another activity we are progressing.
Would you make any sort of changes overall when you put humans on this particular spacecraft?
Vehicle architecture wise, it is same.
Okay.
Whereas the operational vehicles, we operate at higher operating conditions as well as with our criteria is to have more payload to be lifted.
Okay.
Whereas in human spaceflight, our purpose is to ensure safety of the crew.
Correct.
In place of satellite, we are carrying human on board.
Correct.
So the safety is of paramount importance.
Absolutely.
For that, actually, what we do is that we ensure the margins, whereas the structural margins, the performance, operating conditions of the propulsion stages, which is having adequate margins for safe operation. Over and above that, the redundancy aspects, whereas generic vehicles will fly in dual redundant schemes.
Yeah.
Whereas for human rating, we are having quadruple redundancy.
So what does this
Any
in
one
layman terms, what does it mean?
No, quadruple means 4. Any one functioning out of 4 will ensure the safety.
Okay.
Whereas the other one, we can take risks,
Okay.
primary and redundant.
Okay.
So that is the kind of redundancy aspects. Over and above that, if everything, any problem or any observation is there, still we have to safeguard the crew on board. For that, a dedicated crew escape system is there, which is a fast-acting, solid motor-based separation and movement mechanism, through which the crew module part alone will be taken away from the
This is in a
vehicle.
situation where something may go wrong.
Something may go wrong. So, if deviation is there in the performance of the basic rocket, the crew module part alone will be taken away from the ongoing vehicle and safely landed.
Okay.
So, put together is the human rating of the vehicle.
I'm going to come to a couple of more questions on Gaganyaan. Before that, most of our people, our viewers, in fact, have been watching some videos that ISRO has been putting out. And one of the latest, of course, is the rover coming out of the lander module. It was a beautiful sight to see.
Yes.
What is the significance of this for ISRO, for the entire, aerospace community, sir? And not just in the country, but across the world.
You know that it is a very marvelous experience. In another planet, we are landing very safely and softly, and we are trying to move an article on the surface of that lunar surface. That is really a wonderful experience. That also is having so many mechanisms, sub-assemblies, which enabled this movement and which do the further experiments on the lunar surface. Those systems are also performing well, actually.
Break it down for us, sir, because we have multiple payloads, of course, on the lander and on the rover. Just in layman terms, what are we really studying? Is the ultimate goal to put a human being on the moon or colonize it?
No, I cannot tell like that, actually. First of all, let us understand what exactly is there available.
Yeah.
Basically, the sensors or probes what we are now putting will scan the surface of the lunar surface. The electron densities are being monitored. There is a probe which will sense in the ligolith of the lunar surface. So it will penetrate and see the temperature profile of the surface. So all these things are primarily we are focusing. Now the data are coming. Anyway, you will get more details from ISRO website on this.
Well, always scientists, I realize, are the safest. They want to answer around where they feel is the best or comfortable. So, talking about comfort here, I would want to really ask you this. How has the support system really been at ISRO throughout this Chandrayaan3 mission? Because we've had multiple statements that have been coming. When the launch happened, I remember, and it has been spoken about very recently. Some international media was speculating whether India, as a country which is still developing, should they spend so much of money on a mission like Chandrayaan3? Can't they probably help other people in the country with the same amount of money? But today, when we've achieved this, some of the same people are applauding us. How do you feel the support system has been, sir, from the government level and internally at ISRO?
Actually, this kind of missions are being supported by all our governmental mechanisms. Definitely, it is needed. It is needed because the kind of reignition of the minds on technical education or the scientific spirit. So this will sparkle ideas in younger generation. Younger generation is our nation's future.
Yeah.
So all of them are watching this kind of achievements, this kind of scientific informations coming after these experiments. So these are all will motivate the people. It is one way, it is motivation of the people, and people are more attracted towards scientific and other kind of activities like this. Second thing, thousands of industries are participating in this endeavor. And when they associate with our ISRO, definitely their quality management system will improve.
Yeah.
Rocketry is a costly game.
Yes.
So definitely we cannot afford to have any failure or any deviations in the products which they make. So we also train them on the quality aspects. So this also will enable our industries to come out with good products, and in fact they are not producing products for ISRO alone. Their other products also will reflect the same quality. That way, even exports also will increase. That way our Atmanirbhar Bharat concept also will be helped.
Yeah.
That is the kind of support we are.
Talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat, the Prime Minister has been there during major events for ISRO, congratulating you all at various different steps. We saw him, of course, while the soft landing as well happened. Congratulate all of you. How has the support been from the Prime Minister, and what would you like to say?
Definitely, you heard that. Yeah. You heard. It was a very big support as well as encouragement, really, to the entire scientific community. He has delivered, actually.
Yeah, because there's so much is spoken about, some of them wanting to take credit. I'm not going to get into politics with you when I talk about it. I just want to talk about, as scientists, when a Prime Minister being there, giving those words of encouragement, how much does it help boost the morale of the entire team?
Definitely. The Prime Minister of the nation is encouraging the scientists or the people like us. Definitely it is an encouragement, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that will really motivate, not only to us, the entire children, younger generation, everybody is seeing this. Yeah. And they also will feel that, okay, such people are being encouraged by such a great persons. Yeah. So that way they also will get attracted towards this kind of activities.
It has a ripple effect, you see.
Yes. That is the good thing what is happening.
We've spoken a lot about support from external factors. I want to talk about some support internally that you've been getting from the family, because that is very important. Because I'm sure it's been hectic hours of working over the last, a few months or probably a couple of years for this mission alone. And how has it been? Because you're probably spending less time at home, spending more time at work. And are they relieved at this point in time? And tell us about a little bit of support that you've been getting from back home as well.
Definitely. All of us are having the support of the family in its entirety or totality. Otherwise, we cannot, because our kind of work is like that. Sometimes late night checkouts or some activities will be there. So not only all the ISRO family. That is what we call ISRO family. Yeah. And there is a coherence also. We are also having good kind of get-togethers, family get-togethers, all those kind of things. So everybody, all our family members understand really what we are doing, what is the kind of responsibility we are shouldering. So they also support. That is the...
I think all our viewers would want to know, what does a scientist or leading scientist in the country who's been responsible, of course, for the success of this mission do on his day off, sir? What do you do when you have a leave?
No, basically I do travel.
Okay.
That is, I like traveling, really.
Okay.
That is one thing. That is basically the kind of vending mechanism.
To relax. That's how you really relax and take your mind off work.
Yes.
So coming back to work again, you were just talking about the manned mission Gaganyaan. We have other missions as well lined up because the Prime Minister spoke about it. We had the ISRO chairman talk, but many of them have been speaking about that. This is not the end, and space is limitless, and so are the dreams and aspirations at ISRO as well. So Sun is also something that's on our radar. We have Mars on our radar, and multiple other planets. Take us through some of these crucial missions that are coming up, sir.
Actually, you are aware that now we are having the Aditya mission coming forward. Then our Gaganyaan kind of missions are coming.
Yes.
We are now getting ready for a test vehicle flight towards that.
Yes.
And experiments like that are progressing. And appropriate timings, this will be announced by the government as well as the department in the
So as far as mission Aditya is concerned, what are the challenges involved? Because, talking about the moon, yes, there are own set of challenges, but you're going near the sun. And that is, of course, for that, would you entirely change, how the spacecraft is made or even the launch vehicle is made? Take us through a little bit of details about that, sir.
Actually, I'm not working. I told you.
Okay,
I'm
you
not
don't want to
working
get into
on
something
the
that you haven't.
Spacecraft part.
Okay.
The launch vehicle or PSLV vehicle is.
It's the same vehicle that's
taking
going
it.
to be used.
Yeah.
Okay. And about coming back to Gaganyaan, so you did mention about how you're going to ensure safety measures for the safety of the crew. How many crew members can actually sit in this particular module that we're looking at in terms of Gaganyaan? And how soon can we really expect? I know you don't want to give dates, that's an official announcement, but how soon can we really look at this really materialize?
It is on the process actually.
Okay.
Most of the systems are nearing the phase of qualification or development. Like that, activities are progressing. Basically, the crew module is the habitable module wherein the people can travel. It imitates the Earth-like atmosphere within it, and it provides all the kind of supports, life support systems like carbon dioxide removal, oxygen supplementation, temperature maintenance, humidity removal. So these are all the systems inbuilt in the crew module.
Yeah.
At present, 2 persons can comfortably travel.
Okay.
That is the kind of activities, but it can be further extended for 2 to 3 persons.
Okay.
That is the kind of equipments we are planning now.
So everyone talks about the US's International Space Station. Now we are nowhere behind any of these countries because we are the 4th country after US, Russia and China to put India on the lunar map. Something like a space station, is that something that scientists at ISRO have been really putting a thought to, sir?
Actually, there are decadal plans or the future plans. No, definitely any organization will have such kind of plans. We are also having the plans. At appropriate times, so those will be declared, actually.
Okay. And finally, I would like to also, as I come towards the end of this interview, I'd like to ask you, there were billions of people praying and hoping that this mission is a success. I want you to give a message to, all of them. What would you like to say to the people who've been supporting all of you all, lauding your efforts, sir?
Yeah, actually, not only our team ISRO, lot of people are, so many people known to us, unknown to us, school children, so many people ask us, and they all tell that we are hoping or praying for the success of your mission. So the entire nation is really behind this success, and all their mindsets, prayers, everything also supported us, gave us courage actually.
Yeah.
So that is the kind of support we got from the entire nation. Really, we are all thankful to them. And we will also demonstrate further experiments, flights like this we will show to the nation our technical merit and capability. That is the kind of message I would like to give.
Sir, thank you so much. You've been kind enough to answer all these questions, and wishing you the best of luck for all the future endeavors. And thank you once again on behalf of the entire everywhere in the world who've, of course, been watching ISRO so closely through all the achievements in the last few days and the last few years. Of course, I thank you once again.
Thank you.
And let's hope that we speak once again when a man is in space, especially an Indian is in space. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you.